لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله. Brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome again to the story of Hajj. Last episode, we stopped when Hajar started walking, sometimes marching between the two mountains, As-Safa and Al-Marwa, seeking help, calling upon someone to help her, while her baby Ismail alayhi salam is alone, weeping and crying. This is the spirit that you must live, brothers and sisters in Islam, if you are in Hajj and if you are performing the sa'i. And subhanallah, normally the sa'i would come after completing the umrah, or when the rituals of Hajj are about to be done, and you actually live that spirit of tiresome. Normally you feel fatigue and tired, but here you are, walking, marching sometimes between two mountains. But compare the conditions of the mountains now and the desert at the time of Hajar, when she was walking between the two mountains. There were no air conditioning. There were no ceramic tiles. There were no people around her. She was alone, walking in the desert by herself, under the heat of the sun. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala delivers Hajar after journeying, after making that trip, that walk, that march between the two mountains for 7 rounds. And at the end, the top hill of each of the mountains, she would call, "Sah, can someone help me?" From a distance, she saw Jibreel alayhi salam lowering his wing. And this portion of the hadith comes from Mu'jam al-Tabarani. The narrator is Ali ibn Abi Talib, radiyallahu an Ali. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Jibreel alayhi salam calls upon Hajar and he asks her, "Who are you?" Look what she said. "Ana waladi Ibrahim." I am the mother of Ibrahim's boy. Look how she introduced herself. She knew that Ibrahim alayhi salam is known to Allah, to the angels, and everybody, to the heavens. Ibrahim is known. That is why she introduced herself as the wife and the mother of the son of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Then Jibreel alayhi salam asked her this question, وَلِمَنْ وَكَلَكُمَا? To whom did he leave you? She said, وَكَلَنَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. He left us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look what Jibreel alayhi salam said. وَكَلَكُمَا إِلَى كَافٍ. He left you to someone who will take a good care of you. Yes, brothers and sisters in Islam, just fulfill the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't worry about the hardships, and Allah will suffice you. This is what Jibreel alayhi salam told Hajar that He will take a good care of you. And here is the well of Zamzam, was dug by the wing of Jibreel alayhi salam. When water gushed out, a spring, that is the harvest of the proper concept of tawakkul, reliance in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, practiced by a woman who was brought up in Jahiliyyah and spent only some years in the environment of Tawheed. The Ummah need to revisit the concept of tawakkul once more. And you know, the best teacher of tawakkul, the best teacher who can teach the Muslims again what is meant by tawakkul is Hajar. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Hajar was so excited to see the water. She started saying, Zam, Zam, meaning stop, stop. She was afraid that the water is going to spill away. She didn't know that this well came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it will continue giving water until the end of time, insha'Allah. Can you imagine how many people have been drinking from that well since that time? How many people have been transporting water all over the world from Zamzam, the well of Zamzam? This is the story behind the well of Zamzam, brothers and sisters in Islam. And the water of Zamzam, brothers and sisters in Islam. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said about this water, that is, it will cure whatever you drink it for. You could drink for knowledge. You could drink for cure from diseases. ماء زمزم لما شرب له. The water of Zamzam is for whatever you drink it for. Can you please drink for knowledge? Drink for guidance? Drink for the Ummah to be guided again? And as you drink from the well of Zamzam, remember the excitement that Hajar had, to the extent that she said, stop, stop. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in hadith Abdullah ibn Abbas fil Bukhari commented and said, Rahimallahu Hajar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Hajar. Has not she said that, Allah would have made that Zamzam a river that runs through the desert. But it is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's still a will that people go every year to drink of. And again, remember, the water of Zamzam is for whatever you drink it for. As you drink, insha'Allah, after you do your tawaf around the Kaaba, when you arrive, remember, you're going to have to pray 2 rak'ah, recite in the first rak'ah in front of the station of Ibrahim alayhi salam. In the first 2 rak'ah you recite, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. The second rak'ah you recite, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. And then you go and have a drink. Remember to drink for something. Don't just drink. And as you drink, be excited because of the relief that Hajar had, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved her and her baby. And this was the supplication of her husband. وَارْزُقْهُمْ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ. Give them vegetation. We know that water is the source of all of this. Brothers and sisters in Islam, not only this, remember Ibrahim alayhi salam said, make people with good hearts, come to live with them. When the well of Zamzam was gushed out, birds started flying over and around it. There was a tribe called Jurhum, an Arab tribe, who were cruising around the desert, seeking wells and water. And once they saw these birds flying all over or around the vicinity of the sacred house, who was not established yet, they said, water must be here. So they decided to go and find out if this was true or not. So they sent messengers, one wording 1, one wording 2, and yes, they found out that there is water there. And they seek the permission of the mother of Ismail, Hajar, to come and live with them. Again, this is the supplication of the father. And they came and they resided around the well of Zamzam with Hajar and her baby, Ismail alayhi salam at the time. And this is when, subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala empowered Hajar to be in charge of the well of Zamzam, and that tribe agreed to. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Ismail alayhi salam was brought up in that environment. He learned Arabic. He grown up to be one of those people. Ibrahim alayhi salam, in some wording of the hadith, he journeyed, traveled between Palestine and Mecca, visiting his wife Sarah in Palestine and his wife Hajar in Mecca. And some of the wording, he used to travel through or via a buraq, similar to what the Prophet ﷺ took in his journey from Mecca to Jerusalem. Brothers and sisters in Islam, in the journey of Al-Isra and Al-Mi'raj, brothers and sisters in Islam, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given Ibrahim alayhi salam what he wanted, a son, Ismail. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spared his son from a death because of residing in a place where there is no water, nobody to take care of them, him and his mother Hajar. Yet Ismail alayhi salam grown, فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعِي, until he reached an age of walking with his father. Yet Ibrahim alayhi salam was to be placed to the test. Do you love your own son more than me? Me here refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I command you to give up your own beloved, the one that you waited for years, your hope, the apple of your eye, will you stop or will you execute? This is the new trial that Ibrahim has to face, to sacrifice his own son, because it's a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we're not asked to sacrifice that much. We're asked to sacrifice some of our whims and desires and pleasures in this world, and in return we will be given Jannah. And we're still hesitant to fulfill the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's find out the next episode of the story of Hajj, if Ibrahim alayhi salam will execute that command or not. Till the next episode of the story of Hajj. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد